Welcome stalkers and movie maniacs to another edition of Halloween Horror Movie Marathon, or if it's no longer Halloween when you're watching this, just call it the Horror Movie Marathon. Today we're taking a look at two personal favourite movies of mine. There was to be a third movie, however they never got round to finishing it, very sadly. Who knows, hopefully one day they'll get the funding to complete it. If not, this ghost is gonna go stalking. Well, let's talk a little bit about these movies. So, they were directed by Marcus Dunstan, and once again we're taking a look at somebody else who is involved in the Saw movies, in particular, Saw 4, 6 and 7. Oh yeah. There's something about the people behind that movie who've gone on to make some incredible movies of their own. This guy did also come out of another movie called The Neighbour, which was great. However, we're talking about The Collector in the Collection today, so that's a movie for another day. However, I will include the fact that The Neighbour does also feature Josh Stewart, who is the main protagonist in these two movies. A little interesting fact for you there. A little killer trivia, I guess. Well, let's talk a little bit more about these films. So, The Collector was the first release, and well, it's very different to The Collection. The Collection is more of a hard-hitting and somewhat action-oriented, whereas The Collector itself is a little bit more slow-paced, darker, and the soundtrack, man, is fucking beautiful. I have to say, it's almost as if they got inside my head and pulled out my favourite songs and thought, let's make a movie for this guy. Now I sound like a real narcissistic ghostface, don't I? Probably because I am. Well, what we're going to do is take a quick look at the films themselves. The artwork is very similar, so there's not much to talk about that, but we'll talk more about the films. So you can see here's the Collector himself. So as I was mentioning, I have cosplayed this character, and I do own a silicone version of this mask. It's very hard to get hold of. There's only a few people who do make it, and I'm going to sound like a bit of a prick saying this, but most of them don't really match up. But they're good for what you're paying for, I guess, if you don't mind throwing away that amount of money. Anyway, let's talk about the movies. Just watch them. Just watch them. Whether you like horror, slashers, or whatever it is, you're going to love these films, trust me. There's a little bit of a conspiracy, I guess, when it comes to the Collector. Upon understanding the fact that these movies came from, you know, people involved with the Saw franchise, I couldn't help, and I'm sure a lot of other people have mentioned this as well, I know one of my friends did, that what if the Collector worked with Jigsaw? What if they worked with one another on creating their traps? Imagine that the Collector was the guy who helped Jigsaw capture the people. I know they show the piggy do it, but I like to imagine if it is the Collector. I just think that's so fucking cool. Just imagining the Collector carrying on the legacy of Jigsaw instead of these recent shitty films that have came out. You know which ones I'm talking about. Jigsaw and fucking Spiral. Waste of time. Personal opinion, but also fact. But guys, make sure you're going to watch these. They are great films full of suspense, tension, and great soundtracks for two of them. And of course the Collector himself, damn. Honestly dude, this guy has wrapped up a higher kill count than any other slasher in movie history. He is a badass, trust me. But yeah, give these films a watch. They're not hard to find. I know for a while in the UK the Collector was available on Netflix. I don't think it is now, but you can easily pick it up on DVD for a couple of quid or dollars wherever you are. So be sure to do so. It's a personal recommendation of mine, not one I'm just throwing out for the sake of it. It's because I freaking love these films. Alright guys, if you're not already stalking me by subscribing, be sure to do so. And as always, keep it creepy.